Hey y'all, this is Tyler Blake with TylerBlakeArt.com again, and this is day 85. Yesterday I kind of waffled on whether it was 84 or 85, but yesterday was 84, so today's 85. And this morning I did start inking that final panel on page 6, so got some good progress on that, and if I have some more time today, I'll certainly continue on here, and if not, then I've still got some inking to do on this character, and I'm sure I'll get into inking on this character tomorrow at any rate. So that's where I'm at right now, and yeah. So actually, too, I'm gonna get into this a little bit. So some days, if I have extra art time, I have gone back and done more work on the comic project. I have another project I'm doing at the same time, so a lot of days, if I'm, after I've done my half hour for the challenge, when I have extra art time, then I've been working on this other project, because it's not going to take me as long to do. Both of these are going to be things that I give away for free digitally to subscribers on my email list, and they'll find their way into this will find its way into print in one form or another, bundled with other things, because it's not long enough to print on its own. And I think, I'm pretty sure I had mentioned this. I definitely did, but it was quite a while back in the challenge, and it looks different now, so I just want to show it. I'm illustrating Edgar Allen Poe's The Facts in the Case of Valdemar, which is probably my favorite Edgar Allen Poe short story, and they did a movie version with Vincent Price, and Vincent Price is like my all-time favorite actor, right? But they changed the story like they almost always do. It was one of those Roger Corman, Vincent Price, American International pictures, and it's good and all that, but it does deviate quite a bit from the actual story. So I'm just doing illustrations that go faithfully along with the text. So this won't be a comic. It's just I'll have it, with the text, and the illustrations will be interspersed throughout to match up with the right part of the story. So this is So if you've never read it, the narrator is an experimentalist. This dude right here. He decides that nobody has ever. It occurs to him that no one has ever experimented with what happens if you hypnotize, or mesmerize, as they used to say. If you mesmerize someone right at the moment of their death, or like right before the moment of their death, how does that affect the process? And so the story is about him finding that out. So this is M. Valdemar, and then these are a couple of doctors that are observing, and then here we have the narrator doing his mesmeric passes on M. Valdemar on his deathbed. And in the story he talks about doing mesmeric passes, and he talks about vertical passes and horizontal passes, and that, unless you're like a trained hypnotist, most of us are, we've seen movies where they have the pocket watch or the candle or something like that, right? In the Vincent Price movie version, they had and it was Basil Rathbone who was hypnotizing Vincent Price, but he had a light with a spinning cartridge around it that had different colors, and so it was doing like red, yellow, blue, and that was the, that and Basil Rathbone's voice was what he used to hypnotize Vincent Price in the movie. So I looked up mesmeric passes, and traditionally they would, there was part of it was, like a visual concentration of will, and they would do vertical passes and horizontal passes in front of the person's face, and that was evidently the process. And I you can find videos on YouTube of people doing it, and I read a little bit about Anton Mesmer, whom mesmerism is named for, so I just modeled the illustration off of that, off of some of the stuff I'd seen people do. So this is the narrator, the two doctors. So this is like from the point of view of M. Valdemar, and a couple of nurses that were there to assist in the process, and they're having a reaction shot to how this goes. And then this is in Valdemar again, and then I've actually worried that this could be, almost silly with the tongue sticking out, but that's exactly how it's described in the story. So he gets mesmerized and he dies, but he stays mesmerized, and so like he's speaking to them with his jaw just goes slack and his tongue sticking out. So his lips don't move when he's speaking, so like the voice kind of comes from the air around him, and like his tongue is like doing this creepy little quiver thing, and it just creeps everybody out like that. So, and then the last picture would be in the nature of a spoiler, so that's all I'm going to show of it for now. So that's my other thing I'm working on in addition to 100 Days Challenge, and I'm totally having fun with it. I'm aside from comics, I'm like a total sci-fi horror geek, and so like, so like sci-fi horror fantasy, and then if it's a comic book that combines one or more of those, then that's just like frosting on the pudding cake, right? So, anyways, that's all I have. So I hope everybody's having a good day, and keep on reading comics, making comics, and buying comics, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.